OMT Online Dynasty, we are back for the start of Year 4, Week 0, 2028. Now, of course, your beloved Old Dominion Monarchs do not have a game this week, but we will have a game of the week. We had 5 user games going on here in Week 0, and we have got a few changes that we want to go over here before we actually hop into our main event. First thing first, if you're not familiar with what this is our 32 user online dynasty broken into 4 custom conferences with 8 teams in each, which brings us actually to our first major change here in how we are doing the conferences. We did have a league-wide vote on if we wanted to stick with what we were doing, which was much more of a geographic, realistic conference alignment, or switch to a relegation system. The relegation system ended up winning that vote 16-14. It was very close. So I'm not going to show the actual conference standings here because I don't want to spoil everything that happens. So instead, I will show the little Excel thing we put together here to show kind of what I am talking about. So here is how the conferences are going to shake out here for season number 4. If you finished first or second in your conference last year, you get moved into the Platinum or Mountain West Conference. So from the Sun Belt, that's ODU and James Madison. From the American, that's going to be Toledo and Buffalo, CUSA, Louisiana, Texas State, Mountain West, Utah State, and Tulsa. If you finished 3rd or 4th, you are in the Gold, Conference USA, 5th or 6th, the Silver, the American, 7th or 8th, Bronze, and the Sun Belt. So then going into next season, how these are going to change, assuming you can guess by the colors, and these are not predictions, just by the way, this is just the order of conferences that I wrote these down in. So in the Platinum Conference, if you finish 7th or 8th, for the Platinum, Gold, or Silver, the 7th and 8th place finishers are going to be moving down, so they will be going into Conference USA and the start of Season 5. Whereas if you finish 1st or 2nd in the Gold, Silver, or Bronze Conference, you'll be moving up 1, right? So just again, not a prediction, just using this as an example. If this is how the standings sit, Utah State and Tulsa go down to Conference USA, Georgia State and FIU go up to Platinum. Same thing across the board. There's no getting kicked out if you finish 7th or 8th in the Bronze. This is a very casual, just fun league. We're not going to punish anybody for not being the best at this game. So that is how our conferences are going to be for this season. Obviously for Old Dominion, that's going to be tough. We have got ourselves a gauntlet of a schedule. And I do want to mention too, just by the way, if you are interested in joining this online dynasty, it is all done through the Discord. The link for that is in the description. We have a wait list of 23 people as of now, but last year, I think we went through 9 or 10. That's typically about average. So as long as you don't mind waiting a little bit, you will get a spot eventually. Okay, so back to week 0. What else did I want to talk about? I guess we'll go over just kind of our general league stuff, our league settings and everything, considering it's the start of a fresh season. We haven't changed anything from what we've been doing. It is skill level on Heisman. Coach XP is on faster. We do have manual on 0. I understand a lot of people don't agree with that. But for me, considering the teams we started with, because it is group of 5, you were 2 stars or below, we didn't have the best squads to get started, and it's only going to run for like 6 or 7 seasons. We're going to do one in 27, but it's probably going to be 15 to 20%, something like that. But for now, I think 0, I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it. Cooldown and limit is off. Just don't be a dick and do the same thing over and over and over again, especially on offense. Just mix things up. It honestly hasn't really been too big of a problem for us. 6-minute quarters, accelerated clock is off, wear and tear on. This is all just on default. Injuries is the only thing we've really changed with that. That got dropped down to 10. Transfer portal, we dropped these down to 12, 35, and 40. And I think that's really about it. You have to create a custom coach, no custom playbooks. I think that honestly covers just about everything. We don't really have a whole heck of a lot of rules. It's a lot of just play however you want. If you want to go for it on every 4th down, you can. If you want to chew clock, you can. There's a lot of different ways to play the game. I'm not going to police every single game and make sure everybody is doing things the way we want it to be done. Like I said, it's a very casual league. We're all just in here for a good time. So let's get back to week 0 and focus in on what's important, and that is going to be our game of the week. So we are going to be doing this a little bit differently here too. We're going to still going to be having our main event, but we're going to cut down the amount of game breaks. I feel like we had a little bit too many. It was taken away from our main attraction. And it's going to be a lot easier considering we only have 5 user games this week. But For game breaks specifically, we're going to use maybe one, maybe two other games to cut in to our main event. A lot of the other user games, we will do some halftime highlights. Then at the end of the game, we will go over everything that happened so far in the week we are in. We got some new graphics. We got some new stuff we're going to be testing out, trying things out. So you guys make sure to let me know what you think about it. So week 0, our main event this week is going to be of a battle of two very different styles. We're going to have the UAB Blazers and Cosmic Selector. He's going to be in the Iowa offense. Very heavy run-based, play-action, pro-style offense. Going up against Spicy and his Colorado State Rams in the Utah offense, which is actually what I was planning on using to start this season, is going back to Utah. So excited to see how he's going to use that. Excited to see more of a pro-style offense, one we really don't see very much in this game. So that is going to be our main event. We're going to have game breaks of the I-35 rivalry, which we got back this year with UTSA taking on Texas State. Then we'll have some halftime highlights, including a 15-minute quarter grudge match that was set up over the offseason between East Carolina and Tulsa. I still can't believe you guys actually did that. If you gave me the choice of either fold the league completely or play just one 15-minute quarter game, this league would fold faster than a lawn chair after the fireworks on the 4th of July. We would be done. I can't believe you guys put yourself through that, but we'll have a few highlights from that one. We had a new user taking over North Texas who, welcome to the league, buddy. You get to play JMU in week 0. And then we had one other user game that I'm struggling to remember right now. Oh, between Oregon State and Louisiana Tech. So those will all be halftime highlights. Let's get to the depth charts. Start with Cosmic Selector and UAB. The 74 overall Blazers led by Garrison Beasley. So we're not expecting to see a ton out of the quarterback, whoever it may be, with UAB. Considering we are running that Iowa offense, it's really going to be more about our halfback, and that is going to be Tyrone Belser, number 24, 75 overall, but 90 speed, 90 excel, 90 agility. You got a couple pretty solid options here at halfback, which is good if we're going to be running the ball as much as we expect UAB to. Got to keep those guys fresh. I mean, not 15-minute quarter fresh, but you know what I mean. Wide receiver Reggie Neal, platinum double dip, only 86 speed, but 6'3". Might be a good run blocker out there for him too, just considering that size. I mean, 187, so he's a little light. We will see. And then Jalen Elder, number 80, 360 inside step, 92 speed. This would definitely be the guy to keep our eyes on. We are going to be actually playing UAB sometime this season. I don't remember. We really set ourselves up for a disappointing year, but we'll talk about that more in our week 1 user game, which will be our next video. Tight end wise, we have got pure blocker Everett Polk. Makes sense with this kind of offense, a physical route runner and a vertical threat. So we have 4 different archetypes of tight end here. We'll see if UAB swaps any of these guys out. Like if he's going to be passing, is it going to be Britton Forney in there with his balanced recoup vertical threat? I mean, he's the same speed as Polk, but that quick drop outside shield, pocket shield, pretty nice if we're going to be running the ball a ton. See, offensive line, a few second levels on here. Screen enforcer and quick step, strong grip, and workhorse. So not the highest overall guys, but some solid abilities across the offensive line. Defensively, we have a pocket disruptor on one edge. We have a quick jump takedown on the other. Defensive tackle, workhorse. Just I just glitched out for a second because I was too busy thinking of takedown, because that's a song from, I don't know if that's actually what it's called. I've never watched K-pop Demon Hunters, but my daughter's obsessed with it, and she hasn't even watched it either. So I don't know where she learns all the songs, but I just hear her singing that Takedown song so much. It just gets stuck in my brain every time I see the word takedown now. We do have, anyway, Fat Forest. Fantastic name. House call bouncer. A little slow, though, for our Mike linebacker. I don't know what kind of defense. I think UAB runs 4-2-5. And holy cow, does he have a heck of a cornerback one, though. 86 overall, 97 speed with platinum house call, Jaden Lewis. And then a gold house call on Roseboom. Okay. So he's a little bit slower, but having 2 house calls out there, really nice. And that Roseboom's an impact dev redshirt sophomore, so he should turn into quite the player. Another house call on Jalen Judson with a robber too. So we got 3 house calls in the secondary. Love to see that. So that's how UAB is going to be set up. Let's go take a look at Spicy in his Colorado State Rams. Led by Treston McMillan, 86 overall, magician, option king, shifty, sidestep, and workhorse, pure runner. So I wonder if we're going to see him actually do some design quarterback runs. I know Utah's got quite a few. That's one of the reasons we're actually switching to Utah, so we can use our quarterback and have him running a little bit more. I'm expecting to see some of that here with Colorado State, considering the quarterback that we have here. At halfback, 69 overall, Carlos Chavis. I'll just call him Chavis. 90 speed. A freshman impact dev though, so we expect him to get better and better as the dynasty goes on. Wide receiver wise, pretty solid group here. 86 overall, Carl Jenkins Jr., 360 cutter sidestep, 91 speed. Jeremiah Watkins, a little double dip with 89 speed, 93 speed. Kareem the Dream Worthy, 6'1", downhill. Press Pro, and Sure Hands. So top 3 wise, that's a very, very good group of wide receivers Colorado State has got here. And that's a fun quarterback too. I like the looks of this Colorado State offense so far. Eric Berry. And we're seeing a lot of former pros go back to college basketball. I guess we're seeing it here in football. The former Chiefs safety is decided to try his hand at tight end. I realize it's not spelled. The first name and last name is spelled wrong. I get it, okay? Let's just roll with it, please. Offensive line, workhorse on our left tackle. Strong grip on our left guard. Strong grip and workhorse on our left guard playing center. Our left tackle playing right guard. And then a left tackle playing right tackle. Is there anybody in the right position here? Okay, left tackle. Okay, so we got one guy in the right position at least. Well, I don't know if that actually has any negative effects if you take like offensive linemen and put them in different spots. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. A couple gold workhorses here on the Colorado State defensive line. Defensive tackles just get workhorse like it's nothing, apparently. Really solid will linebacker here, though, with Ethan Veal. And down here, 88 speed, Antonio White. He must start at will. There's no way that Antonio White Jr. is not playing somewhere. He's okay. He's starting at Mike. House call, knockout, bouncer, 6'2". Must be a converted safety, I would guess, with him being 6'2", 185 and 88 speed. Really good abilities on him though. And then a solid, really solid wide receiver linebacker room here with Colorado State. We like the looks of that. Okay, 92 speed, only 5'10", no abilities there. We got a house call, 6 foot tall Chance Harrison, a ball hawk on Moss. I think I like ball hawk better than house call, but both pretty good abilities. Got a corner up here at free safety, little guy, 5'9", 184, Julius Brown, 89 speed, strong safety. There's the ball hawk, move him. So really short safeties. 5'8" on your strong safety, 5'9" on your free safety. I mean, we'll see. I don't think that's really gonna have too much of an effect against UAB, but we'll see if somebody who, is going to push the ball downfield a little bit more, maybe throw some jump balls against these safeties of Colorado State. So that is how the two teams are set up here, about ready to do battle. Let's just take it over to the game. Good luck to Cosmic Selector. Good luck to Spicy. Let's get this season started off hot. And a couple of changes we're making here to our game of the week. As you could probably see already, we've added both their names down to the bottom and myself up in the top corner. Sounds very egotistical, I understand that, but I do think it makes more sense to actually see my reactions and things. Now, one thing I did want to kind of get some opinions on is the actual game screen here, because we do have a fancy little background. If we want to make this a little bit smaller, make it like this so you guys can see everything with my face being on here, or just keep it full screen. I think full screen works the best for this. And I kind of shrunk my camera down a little bit, so we shouldn't be missing anything, essentially, is the plan. But you guys let me know what your opinions on that are. So like our usual game of the week, we are going to start by just watching the first full offensive drive of both teams here. Then we'll start hopping around a little bit to get to some different highlights. It is going to be, this is all from Cosmic Selector, UAB's point of view. Colorado State is going to be starting with the ball. We are in 4-2-5 here on the UAB defense. Let me make sure I got my notes all pulled up over here in terms of the players on the field. And right away here is when I knew Colorado State was in Utah, because I love this spread like wing Y flex formation. It is an interesting one, and we do go with a QB RPO right out the gates. Treston McMillan using those wheels, using that pure runner ability, picking up a nice easy 15 yards to get this one started. Those QB RPOs, those are pretty nasty. Those are pretty dang nasty. So now we're going to some trips Y over. Definitely got to watch an RPO in this formation. I'm not the biggest fan of this formation, honestly. It is an RPO. He is going to throw it. The blocking outside actually holds up beautifully. Jeremiah Watkins on that catch to the flat, picking up another first down. Oh, wait, did we change quarterbacks there? Why is it showing Byron Walker's stats? No, it just randomly decided to show the backup quarterback stats there. All right. We got Colorado State with the 1st and 10 on the 49-yard line. Going to a little bit of spread here. Some hot routes being called by McMillan. Number 34, Carlos Chavez, making sure he understands his assignment here. Looks like just a basic 4 down, maybe a little dime on the defensive side. I guess we could have just seen that. Good coverage across the board there from UAB. It looked like we went to some cover 2 man there. Oh, that was nickel over. Never mind. But we did go to some cover 2 man there. Kind of had them all boxed up across the board. And McMillan just has to try to make a play with his legs. Able to get back to the line of scrimmage. We'll take that in a situation like this. So it's interesting, UAB is in that 2-man shell. That is not one you see a whole heck of a lot. You know, he does have that one corner that's really fast, but his other outside corner liable to get burnt. But again, good coverage there. Looked like some cover 1, or was that cover 6 Willie that time from UAB. Nowhere for McMillan to go with that rock. Has to take the sack. Now a 3rd and 14 for the Colorado State Rams. See what we can draw up from that Utah offensive playbook. I know they have a ton of really good empty formations. We're expecting to see some of those. The doubles is really good. I really like the Utah playbook. I think we only used it for like 2 games. That's kind of why I want to go back to it a little bit too, just to use it a little bit more. So were we in some match coverage here? No, that is going to be drop zone. Good user defense there to take away that corner out. That was going to be open, but there goes McMillan. He tries to throw it anyway. Oh my goodness. Was that Eric Berry with that catch? Great user defense there by Cosmic Selector. Followed that corner route the whole way. That was Eric Berry. Throw it up to your big fella. Let him go make a play for you. Wow. What? Okay. 1st down, Colorado State. I mean, we'll take it however we can get it. We had that flat, but I don't know how many yards we were going to get. Buy a little time with McMillan and take your chances down the field to your big boy. Going back to another QB RPO, the Cosmic Selector, though, loops around with his linebacker, giving him no place to run. But still, with a guy like McMillan, even a run that looks like it's pretty boxed up there, you're still able to gain 5 yards on that. That is both times we've seen that formation. It has been a QB run RPO. So we'll see if we start mixing up some different things in here. Going with a little Tampa 2, changing it essentially into a Tampa 3. That's the risk of those pure runner quarterbacks right there. Tries to hit that left flat, airmails it right over his guy's noggin. And luckily, that UAB corner was not able to react in time because that was awful close. So here comes some of that Utah empty. I love Utah's empty formation because all of them have the tight end attached to the line, so you can still block 6 if you're going up against somebody who's trying to send a lot of pressure your way. See here, it kind of looks like there might be a blitz coming off the left, so you could motion that tight end over, but they still pick it up just fine. And Eric Berry on that corner route again. This time the user defender does not follow along with him. We're able to get it to our guy and pick up a huge 1st down, 1st and goal for the Rams down to the 8-yard line. Been a pretty solid drive here for Colorado State, mixing in some RPOs, some QB designed runs, getting it to our big guy Eric Berry, just finding some soft spots in this defense, and that's already got us down to the 8-yard line. We're staying in that empty Y off trips. Let's see what the play call here is going to be. Could be a QB run. Going with a jet motion. It is a QB run. It is. It was good user defense because the UAB actually stood in that gap. It looked like if he actually fully bit either way, to the left or to the right, that was going to be a wide open alley for McMillan to run in a touchdown there. But he kind of stayed put enough in that spot, made McMillan pick a different lane. Help defense comes and gets him. Only a gain of 2, so now a 2nd and goal. Ball at the 6, doubles Y flex offset. They have some quarterback runs in doubles too, so it wouldn't shock me entirely to see another one. I don't know if it's in this exact doubles, but I know they have some. We go back to that RPO, pass lead it up. Eric Berry so close. Just need to stretch that ball out just a little bit. Gets down to the 1-yard line this time. That Eric Berry's been a stud here for Colorado State early in this game. 3rd and goal at the 1. Let's see. Are we going to look for Berry again, or are we just going to trust? Have we run the ball yet? I don't think so. Well, I don't. This could be that one of those designed quarterback runs, because I think there's one with the motion. Yep. It certainly is, because you really don't expect a quarterback run out of like a doubles formation, out of a 5 wide or something like that. Sure, a quarterback run makes sense, but having them out of things like gun doubles, I think is really, really something special with that Utah playbook. So solid opening drive there from Colorado State, gets them on the board, quick 7-0 lead. We will see if UAB can answer back here. So a little heavy I form set, 2 tight ends and a fullback. Just follow your big boys and look at that alley. Oh my goodness. There's that pure blocker tight end. I don't know if he put him in at fullback or how he has this set up on I form tight, but my goodness, that blocking lineup nice for UAB. We just don't see this style of offense, so I'm pretty excited to get a better look at it here. So now an I form with 3 tight ends over to the right, but we're gonna try. Are we sneaking this run out to the left? We are indeed. Good user defense there though by Spicy. Dives into that backfield, brings him down for no gain, setting up a 3rd and 1. And just a total aside, UAB and Colorado State, potentially 2 of the most underrated teams when it comes to jerseys. UABs are awesome. Colorado State has some great alternates. We go with a little play action there from our heavy I form set. Take their little spot route right over the middle, picks up the 1st down. That's what makes this offense just so difficult, because he came out in, I think it was that exact same formation that first play of the game. Did the heavy run, right? What you would expect. 3rd and 1, he comes on that same formation. It's easy to, convince yourself this is going to be another heavy run to that right side, sneak in a little bit of play action. Now we're trying to push this ball deep, another play action pass. Let's see if we got anything here. Finds the comeback on the left. My eyes were not over there. I was looking over the right. I was thinking maybe one of these tight ends can just dunk on one of those little guys' safeties, but we'll take the safe throw. That makes sense. 1st down for UAB, already onto Colorado State's side of the 50 here, utilizing that play action passing attack mixed in with some of these heavy runs. Another 3 tight end to the right set. Looks like we are going to be following our boys over there. That right guard. Was that the one with quick step? Some ability lit up under that right guard when he went to pull out to the right there, and he got out there in a hurry. Holy cow, having a guy like that being able to set those edges, that's pretty dang nice. But we'll take that run for a gain of 3. 50 seconds left here in the first. This one going by pretty quickly, which is what happens when you get, a team that's going to run the ball a ton. Clock's going to be moving. Bringing the safeties down, I like that. We're going back to that run over to the right. That time, that was weird. What happened there? Let's get a replay on that. That's the thing I need to figure out how to do better is replays. But the fullback ran like backwards and then tried to turn back upfield and ran right into the quarterback. That's interesting. I don't think that's how that play is quite supposed to go. Didn't we see UAB or somebody fumbled because of something like that happened in year 3? It might have been UAB. That is EA for you, brother. It's just some EA stuff. 3rd and 7. We are keeping the run, going with a stretch out to the right. That is Tyron Belser being able to get outside the power G, that right guard again, pulling out, setting that edge, pulling out. Setting that edge on the right side and converting on a 3rd and 7 on the outside run. Now UAB threatening down to the 31-yard line. Staying in this heavy offense, we know another play action is going to come at some point. Oh, well, maybe right now. Is this even a play action? It is not. Just straight drop back pass. Going again, quick out to the left. Not the best animation we were hoping for on that out route. He kind of caught it and struggled to keep his balance, but still a nice 1st down. It already takes us to the end of the 1st quarter. At 1 possession for Colorado State, 1st possession for UAB. This is like watching Army Navy. Wasn't that this? Yeah, that was the Army Navy game this past year. For the 1st quarter, I think each team, Army had it and went and scored, and then Navy had the ball, and then the 1st quarter ended. Didn't even get through 2 full possessions, much like what we're seeing here in Fort Collins. Going with a counter run, beautiful blocking right up the gut. Nobody there to challenge Tyron Belser. The alley just opened up beautifully for him. He will just walk in. He is hitting that same, is that the same dance Louisiana does? It's weird. I don't know how I feel about it, but I do know I love those UAB jerseys, and that offense, very effective, drives it right down the field, ties us up at 7. Now with Colorado State's offense back on the field, we got nothing on 1st down, nothing on 2nd down, a 3rd and 10. I mean, right after they just got the ball back. Not much more to say on that. From their own 25, again, running that 2-man shell, and that is the risk we were worried about. We do have that one corner. I guess I don't know exactly who the outside corner is. But we know in general with UAB, we have the 1-star who's, I believe, the one over to our right, who's like the really fast one. Other than that, any other corner on this depth chart is liable to get beat running some press coverage like that. And it certainly does. So we're back in our cover 3, our Tampa 3 type shell. They were all over that comeback route, but he finds the drag underneath it, picks up 7 yards, putting Colorado State into the red zone, 2nd and 3, trips Y over. So this was an RPO last time. I would not be surprised to see something similar here. Definitely want to have a hard flat or something going on over on the right side of things. It was just a regular run. Good loop in there with your user. Go fill that gap, bring him down for, I believe that was just a gain of 1. A 3rd and 2, and Colorado State is going to tray open. I'm still watching out for an RPO. I mean, I think we've seen some QB draw RPOs, and then that 1 out of trips. Going for a quick little stick, hits the slot fade. Oh, but the safety comes down to knock that one out. Trying to keep some of those zones down with those quick little curls. Try to hit that slot fade right in that window, but great reaction time by the safety of UAB, able to come down and force an incompletion. And Colorado State decides not to take the lead here. They are going to go for it. A 4th and 2 at the 19. I'm going for this too, I think. We're going to some trips. Again, 2-man shell, it looks like. Pressed all across the board. Looks like it was cover 6 Willie, something like that, which is a pretty good defense. And all over him. The pressure gets in there in a blink of an eye, where he just had to make a decision. There really wasn't too much open there. I really do think that cover 6 Willie is really good defense. just as an aside, UAB's defense gets the huge stand there, forces the turnover on downs. Let's go ahead and take it. It's a little early, but it's fine. Ooh, and the PA boot, that didn't... Yeah, they were all over that one. Let's take it to our first game break of the day and a debut of our new animation. Whoa, it's a game break. Does it look the best? No, but I made it myself and it took me way longer than it honestly should have. So UTSA and Texas State, a 0-3 ball game, 3 minutes left in the half here. UTSA though pushing the ball down Texas State side of the field, rolling out with the quarterback, finding the slant just a little too slow on the Texas State defense. Number 26 able to win on that one, puts them in for the touchdown. UTSA takes a 7-3 lead in the revival of our I-35 rivalry. And we'll just pick this up right where we left off, because we got a 3rd and 12 here for UAB after forcing that big stop on defense, trying to catch him with a little slip screen out there, but the Superman dive taking out the ankles of that UAB halfback, forces a 4th and 6. I imagine, just from the little I know of Cosmic Selector, I would guess this is going to be a punt. Just with, he plays that very pro style offense. This seems like a spot you would actually punt it, and indeed he will. Colorado State will be taken back over. And just a few plays later, Colorado State has pushed this ball down to UAB's 34-yard line. A couple good passes in there, just had a nice little run into scoring position, hopefully trying to take this lead here before half. So again, we're doing that 2-man shell, but with them being in deep zones, that should help. Because what really kills you is when you get that press animation, like when you're in press man and you have the slow corners, and if they lose on that press, you're just done. If they're in those deep zones, you're not going to get that press animation. They should be able to drop back, but it depends, as long as you have like a 90 speed outside corner, you should mostly be okay. No guarantees. But a 2nd and 12 brought him down for a loss of 2 on that one. Going back to some of the spread, which is another great thing about this Utah playbook. We have, there it goes deep over the middle. Oh, I'm such a check down Charlie. I was looking to that right flat. I was like, oh, we got that wide open. We have the deep post wide open, but McMillan airmails another one. That's the 2nd one we've seen from him today. That first little out route to the left, he airmailed, and that deep bomb that should have been a touchdown for the Rams instead falls incomplete. We got our halfback. You have the deep crosser. Threw a little late in McMillan, unable to complete. That was asking a lot. That was asking a lot for McMillan. You potentially could have gone crosser there, but either way, you had pressure. You were rolling out to the right. It was always going to be a difficult throw. Speaking of difficult, this field goal, but it is up and into the corner pocket in between the posts, tucks it right on in there. So Colorado State does end up taking a 10-7 lead. Let's do, we got one more. We'll do one more game break here before halftime. Back to UTSA and Texas State. Still a 7-3 ball game here. And we've got Texas State now down to UTSA's 25-yard line, trying to take that lead right back out of a pistol set, goes for that curl route, and look at the effort by big man 24 on Texas State. Just a high ball, a red pass from House Henny, doesn't even matter. He's going to box him out, make a play, break a few tackles, gets in for the Texas State touchdown, so they take a 10-7 lead with about a minute and a half left in that first half. We jump ahead just a little bit into our main event here as UAB's got the ball to Colorado State's 50-yard line. About 90 seconds left in this one. Just had a nice run out of this power I set. Now we're going back to this pass. We've seen this a couple times, and again, that quick out. That is a deadly little play there. That tight end post, that out route squares on. That has gotten open a few times. I don't even think you really have to hot route much on that type of play. You get the drag, you get the deep post, you get the quick out. That's a really, really good stock play. Back in our power I, looks like we are going to try this run again, trying to motion, get rid of a defender, get him out of that area. We want to run this ball, and it works, and we find a gap up the middle. Oh, Solomon Beebe this time almost breaks one for UAB. So we've seen that 1-2 punch of the UAB backfield, being able to get in there and make some plays. Solomon Beebe and Tyron Belser both have had their moments here in this one. So UAB is in field goal range here. Minute to go. Both teams, all 3 timeouts remaining, but UAB is not thinking field goal. They want to take this lead here before half. Coming back out, heavy single back set, 3 tight end set yet again. Makes sense. We saw the depth they have at tight end. A lot of very, very solid players in that position room for UAB. Not able to get much going on the run that time. Only a gain of 1. Nobody taking any timeouts here. I mean, yeah, I guess if you're Colorado State, why would you? Right? Because if they have so much room that if they just get 1 first down, UAB can run out the rest of the clock anyway. So yeah, I think it makes sense. Going to a little classic bench play here. See if we're going to hit that corner out potentially over to the left. That's where I'm looking first. Not going to have it. Going to have the underneath though. Take the little out route again. Setting up a 3rd and inches. And now if I'm UAB, I might be taking a timeout. We might be. We're down to 15 seconds. We're holding on to these 3 timeouts. Going back to the run, out to the right, picking up that first down, getting down to the 7-yard line. Now we take a timeout. So 11 seconds left. Still 2 timeouts in our pocket here. So we can still run. We can still do whatever we want to do here. Oh, we did just sub somebody out here with UAB. I think we put their backup quarterback in, potentially. We did indeed. A little backup quarterback substitution in here for UAB. Let's see what they're going to... Oh, because we're running a little bootleg? Or we're going to go ahead and still go with that run. We see him in double mug, so attack the outside with a stretch. I like that idea as long as our blocking can hold up. But they use their defense again. Colorado State, spicy. The little Superman dive through the blockers. Takes out his ankles one more time. 8 seconds. One more time out. Ball at the 8. I mean, last time we saw the play action boot, it didn't go great for the Blazers, but I don't hate the idea here, especially that we put, if that backup quarterback with a little bit more speed. Yeah, he is still in there. That number 92 though, Colorado State definitely worries me if he's coming through unblocked, and he is, and there he is. Yeah, that was the concern. Jason Stack flying off that edge. So UAB, okay. I was getting a little nervous there for a second when it got down to 1 second, but we do take our last time out. We are going to attempt to take 3 points, tie this one up at 10 apiece. I was like, does he know he has a timeout left? What are we doing? Oh, a left-footed kicker. That always throws me off a little bit. Stadium Pulse, kind of going for Colorado State. The Fort Collins faithful getting loud, trying to affect this kick, but the kick is up. The kick is good. That is going to take us to halftime here, a 10-10 ball game between the Blazers and the Rams, and that's also going to take us to our first edition of halftime highlights, where we'll be starting with our 15-minute quarter grudge match. I said it in the intro, I'll say it again. I can't believe you guys actually went through and did this. It ended up taking about 2 hours, which honestly, I thought it was going to take longer than that. But first quarter, 0-0 ball game, 2 minutes into this extravaganza. Tulsa with the ball here. ECU trying to run a little press coverage, probably not the best idea. Number 10 on Tulsa gets big on him, runs right on by him, touchdown for the Golden Hurricane. Second quarter, 7.5 minutes to go, 21-0 lead for Tulsa. It gets worse. We're looking over the middle. The defender is there, but number 10 will not be denied for the Golden Hurricane. Fights through, makes the tackle, or breaks through the tackle, gets in for the Golden Hurricane touchdown. Now we get to Now we get to the fourth quarter, 7.5 minutes left. It is 98-0 for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, but East Carolina does not give up. They keep fighting. They will not be shut out. They will not be denied. 3rd and 8, going with a little play action pass, hits our guy right over the middle. 1st and goal at the 1. Can East Carolina get on the board here with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter? And yes, this game did not go great for East Carolina, but props to our guy Y. Not only for getting on the board there, but for kind of standing on business. And he challenged him. He said, we're doing this. And he didn't back out despite Tulsa having a much higher overall team. He fought till the very end. So shout out to ECU. The game went poorly, but at least it was an effort. So now we go to Oregon State, Louisiana Tech down in Ruston, Louisiana. 0-0 ball game. Oregon State with the ball here. Uncle Drew looking to make some moves, and look at shoeless Joe Jackson. Whoop. And then get off me, little fella. Just bang. Blows that guy into the next universe. Not like that. Now this catch, I know I'm pausing a lot during these halftime highlights, but this is insane. I've never seen a catch like this. Or watch this guy on the left here, number 81, I believe it is. Goes on a corner route out to the left here, right? The defender is there. Looks like he's got the interception. It's right in his lap. Falls to the ground, pops off of his stomach, and is caught by Oregon State. So now I've never seen a play quite like that one. A lucky break for Oregon State. I believe they converted that for a touchdown and it ended up being 14-3 here. But the prize of the transfer portal for Louisiana Tech and the Bulldogs was this halfback number 25, and this is exactly why. Just get him in space a little bit, bounces off the defender, takes it all the way in for the Bulldogs touchdown. 14-10 lead for Oregon State at this point, but the Beavers keep the pressure on and they got it to 28-10 here in the fourth quarter. Louisiana Tech looking to fight back. We still got 5 minutes to go. Crazier things have happened. Beautiful find there on that comeback out to the right. Touchdown Louisiana Tech, but on the ensuing kickoff, number 17 of Oregon State. Good night, Bulldogs. We will see you guys later. He pinballs off around, much like we saw Louisiana Tech's running back do. Takes the kickoff to the house. Oregon State ends up getting the win in that one. One last game or halftime highlight here. North Texas and James Madison. Little 4th down and inches, 5 wide. We know Cam Dyer's in the game. That is going to be a QB blast. Takes that one in for a touchdown. We know JMU, that defense is filthy. Lobs up a little curl route, and number 4 on the Dukes is there to take it back to the house. 28-0 lead for James Madison, but North Texas still shows some fight here. A really nice little route combo in the second quarter. Down 28-0, but hits this beautiful corner route against that man coverage we know JMU likes so much. Number 4, you were the hero last time. This time, not so much. Unable to hawk down number 89, but that is a victory for James Madison. A nice welcome to the league for North Texas. So that is our halftime highlights of every other user game that went on here in week 0. Let's get back to our main event. UAB starting with the ball in this half and on a 4th and 6 from their own 42, so deciding to go for it. I am surprised by this, but we see that one-on-one over on the right, throws that comeback a second too early perhaps, but number 80 on UAB. Let's see, who is that gentleman? Jalen Elder. Again, we're seeing a lot of just get big on him, box him out, and make that catch, and Elder does exactly that to keep the opening drive here for the Blazers alive, puts him on Colorado State's 38-yard line. Now we're back to our heavy single back offense here. See, I kind of like what Colorado State's going to here because we haven't seen too many runs up the middle out of these heavy sets. It's been a lot of stretches and power runs and things trying to attack the outside. So coming out in like a 3-3-5 type defense should, in theory, help guard those edges a little bit better. And it did on that one. So a 2nd and 10. Now for UAB, running a little play action with the routes going over to the right, goes back for that spot route. Colorado State saw that one coming though. That's that same play we converted that 3rd and 1 on the first drive of the game. Colorado State was ready for it that time. At least we were able to catch it by the skin of our teeth because that user was awful close to getting in there and making a play. So now it's a 3rd and 7. Last time it was 3rd and 7. We did run the ball. We ran a stretch and we are going to try again this time though. That Rams defense sniffs it out, gets in the backfield, brings them down for a gain of nothing. Are we going to try a 51-yard kick that Coach knows? If Coach is suggesting a field goal, typically you can make it, but this is a tough kick. especially on the road, some stadium pulse going. And I know with like a right-footed kicker, you want to aim to like the far goal post, if I remember right. Ooh, not enough power on that one. Not enough power. Oh, I couldn't even tell. I couldn't even tell until the last possible second if that was going in or not. It does get left short. Kevin Chavez unable to hit the field goal, and Colorado State will take over. Still a 10-10 ball game. Actually, let's take it to our last game break between UTSA and Texas State. The Bobcats have started to put a lot of pressure on the Roadrunners here. It is a 17-7 lead for Texas State, and they have got the ball 3rd and 4 at the 11, and this was beautiful. Like, my jaw dropped when I watched this. I'm a sucker for a good triple option play, and you can't do it a whole heck of a lot better than this. House Henny in the backfield. Little triple option going out to the right. Decide to keep it with Henny, let that defender come get you, and then pitch it out to your guy, number 25, who will walk in for the Texas State touchdown as the Bobcats emerge victorious in the I-35 rivalry to start week 0. Now back to our action here. We have got a 3rd and 8 for Colorado State, back in that wide tray open. So it's been a QB RPO every time. It was again, and everybody bites down, leaves number 9, Kareem the Dream Worthy. Nobody between him and the end zone will take that all the way in for a Colorado State touchdown. Those QB RPOs, man, those are nasty. The Rams up 17-10. And Colorado State's defense was able to stand tall and force a 3 and out for UAB. So the Rams have the ball back here and have been already working a little bit of clock. We're down to 4.5 to go onto UAB's side of the field here. And considering how the Blazers play offense, a 2-score lead with 4 minutes left is going to be awful tough for them to come back from. Let's see what Colorado State is going to put on the field here. Back to wide tray open. Probably another QB RPO, QB run RPO. I believe it has been one every single time out of this formation. This time it is just a regular old QB run. That is going to be our backup Byron Walker in there to take that run. So that might be something worth. Now we're going hurry up. Is this going to be an RPO now? Because I was just thinking, okay, maybe if Walker's in there, it's a designed run. But no, this is just a straight designed pass. Verticals, got him over the middle. Got him over the middle. Walker. What a throw. Byron Walker. What an unbelievable pass. Rolling out to the right. Pass leads that back to the left where the open space is. Finds his guy. I got to see that throw again. That was an unbelievable pass by Walker. We're rolling out to the right here. Good pocket too. Staying in front of that edge. And then just launches one 50 yards downfield right on the money. Colorado State might have something with his backup quarterback. That is going to be a 2-score lead now for the Rams. 4 minutes to go. And really, this does just about do it for our game of the week here. I believe Colorado State scores one more time. Yeah, they do. We'll see how they scored, but our final score is 31-10. And it does look like it is going to be a pick 6 here. So UAB, in this playbook, it's just going to be tough. It's going to force you to pass. We're going to try some more play actions, but those we're not going to bite on quite as much. We saw actually the user, and then just a terrible pass by our quarterback. Just way airmailed that one for a pick. But in this situation, we can see the user of Colorado State Spicy doesn't bite at all. Doesn't even come down for a second on that being a play action. We're not super worried about that. And then kind of a sell job by the UAB quarterback. But that is going to do it for our week 0 game of the week. Let's do a quick wrap around here on everything else that happened and get on out of here. Yeah, you guys will have to let me know what you think of the different things we're trying here. If you like it better, if you like it the old way, try something else new. That's pretty much all that this dynasty is for college football 26, is us just trying things, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, so we can improve on it heading into college football 27. It's the first online dynasty we've ever done, so it's a lot of just trial and error, like the conference thing. We'll see how the relegation works. So in the American, and I guess, I mean, I can show in the game here too, but we'll go through all the scores and stuff first. So we saw Colorado State gets the win against UAB there. We had Washington State beats his old team. The old coach from New Mexico State decided to pack up and head up to Pullman, requested the Aggies in week 1 and takes care of business 49-28. Woe twice in his Sam Houston Bearcats get 1-0 with a win against UL Monroe, and Perez in San Diego State should have had a win in this one. I believe his internet or something crashed, and when he was winning and he decided to go ahead and replay it, which you can, that's totally fine if something like that happens, but ends up losing by 1 to the Arizona State Sun Devils. That is going to be our week 1 opponent there, San Diego State. We've got 12 user games this year. Probably a gigantic mistake, but here we are. Conference USA, we had Oregon State and Louisiana Tech. There was a disconnect with a minute left, but Oregon State was up 2 scores, had the ball. They could have just chewed the clock, so Oregon State's going to get the force win in that one. JMU beats North Texas 52-21 in the Mountain West. Tulsa ended up winning that one 112-7. That's 15-minute quarters for you. James Madison, we saw Texas State gets a 38-21 win over UTSA. Toledo heads into Tuscaloosa and takes down the Crimson Tide 63-31. Our national runner-up last year, Toledo, looking to make some more noise this season. Then in the Sun Belt, Colorado State takes down UAB. We actually saw all these, so there's nothing else to go over there. Looks like all of our games have been played. So we'll take a look. It'll be probably a little easier to understand everything by looking at our actual conference standings. So this is our new Mountain West, the Platinum Conference. Everybody that finished first or second last year: Louisiana, Toledo, JMU, Utah State, Tulsa, Texas State, ODU, Buffalo. Really my only goal, if we don't get relegated, it's a successful season. As long as we finish 6th or better in the Mountain West. And honestly, even if we do finish 7th or 8th, but put up good games, I'm okay with that too. As long as we're not just getting hammered every single week, I think we'll be okay. So then our Gold Conference, Conference USA, Rice, Oregon State, Navy, Georgia State, Marshall, FIU, North Texas, UNLV. Our Silver is American with Washington State, USF, San Diego State, Bowling Green, Sam Houston, App State, UAB, and Army. Then last but not least, our Bronze Conference, the Sun Belt, UTSA, Colorado State, Louisiana Tech, Temple, Southern Miss, Georgia Southern, Fresno State, and ECU. Strong start for Colorado State here in the Bronze. To start off 1-0. Now it is just going to be based on conference record, not by overall record. I didn't want to, punish people for scheduling tough out of conference or anything like that. But from what we saw from Colorado State today, early eyes on them to potentially move up into the Silver Conference. So that is how everything sits. That is how everything stands here at the end of week 0. Welcome to year 4, everybody. I do hope you enjoyed it. We have got quite the season ahead of you. Our next video in probably just a couple days is going to be our user game in week 1 with Old Dominion going up against San Diego State. So I'll see you guys for that one. We'll have a game of the week, all that every week. The plan is to have ideally both a user game and a game of the week, but obviously we're gonna have one more bye in like week 7 or something like that. So that's how it all shakes out. That's how it all stands. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.